Royal Enfield is a motorcycle manufacturing company based in Chennai, India. Originally, a confluence of the British motorcycle company, Royal Enfield and indigenous Madras Motors, it is now a subsidiary of Eicher Motors Limited, an Indian automaker. Along with its flagship motorcycle Royal Enfield Bullet, the enterprise is notable for its mid-premium motorcycles with the characteristic thumping engine sounds and high-capacity engines. History: Royal Enfield motorcycles made in England were being sold in India from 1949. In 1955, the Indian government looked for a suitable motorcycle for its police and army, for patrolling the country's border. The Bullet was chosen as the most suitable bike for the job. The Indian government ordered 800 350cc model Bullets. In 1955, the Reddish Company partnered with Madras Motors in India to form Enfield India to assemble, under license, the 350cc Royal Enfield Bullet motorcycle in Madras. The first machines were assembled entirely from components shipped from England. In 1957, the tooling was sold to Enfield India so that they could manufacture components. By 1962, all components were made in India. The Indian Enfield uses the 1960 engine, in the pre-1956 design frame. An independent manufacturer since the demise of Royal Enfield in England, Enfield India still makes an essentially similar bike in 350cc and 500cc forms today, along with several different models for different market segments. In 1986, a British civil servant, Rajan Narayan, returned to India and organised an export arm for the company to market the Bullet in England. Starting with the Bullet 350 in 1986, he was soon giving feedback that led to improvements. By 1989, the Enfield Bullet appeared in UK motorcycle shows. In 1994, Eicher Group bought into Enfield India. In late 1995, the Enfield India firm acquired the rights to the name Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield of India now sells motorcycles in over 20 countries. Recent models. Over the last few years there have been a number of models on sale across the world: Classic Chrome 500 with rather generous finish, Continental GT 535 also known as Cafar Copyright Racer, a Euro fuel-injected 535cc single, Bullet 350 UCE, a Euro, the new variant of the evergreen Bullet with the revolutionary UCE engine. Bullet Electra Twin Spark, a Euro close to the classic 350/Electra 5 specification with some basic modifications. Classic 350 and 500, 346 and 499cc, a Euro close to the original 1955 specification with some basic modifications. Bullet 500 ES, a Euro classic with electric start. Bullet 65, a Euro Bullet 500 ES with new 5-speed gearbox and left-foot gear change. Thunderbird, a Euro new 5-speed gearbox, left-foot gear change, stylish look with dual-color shade body, curved handlebars and electric start. It is compliant with UK/EU emission standards. Thunderbird, a Euro same as the 346cc's version but with 500cc's engine and fuel injection technology. Bullet Electra X, a Euro much modified and redesigned lean burn, alloy-barreled engine with a new gearbox and many chassis modifications. The Electra X looks like a modified and improved Bullet. All of these basic models have trials, cafe racer, and other derivative models. For noise and emission reasons, the old engine ceased to be imported into the UK/EU in 2008, and the lean burn engine became the standard. Even this lean burn engine was however short-lived in the EU as further emissions restrictions were introduced in the form of Euro 3. A completely new engine was introduced in 2007, called the Unit Construction Engine, or UCE. It is fuel-injected, with the engine casing and transmission sharing a single casting. The Royal Enfield has been imported into the USA since 1995. The models which are available in the USA are Classic 500cc in the Classic, Deluxe and Military models. Bullet Electra X, Bullet Electra, Classic. The 350cc bikes were sold for a few years in the USA, but the US market heavily favors the larger 500cc model. The 350cc models are no longer imported into the US. No kickstart-only models are sold in the US as there was no market demand for them once the electric start models were developed. Royal Enfield models, Bullet 500cc's. The Royal Enfield Bullet is a 500cc standard motorcycle. List of vehicles manufactured by Royal Enfield, India. Classic, close to the original 1955 specification with some basic modifications, 5-speed gearbox and left-foot gear shift. Bullet 500 ES, classic with electric start and 4-speed gearbox. Bullet Continental, US model 350 or 500 with 4-speed gearbox with left-foot gear change. Bullet 65, Bullet 500 ES with new 5-speed gearbox and left-foot gear change. Lightning 500cc's, 4-speed cast-iron engine. Cruiser model on which the Thunderbird is based. Lightning 535cc's, 4-speed cast-iron engine, cruiser looks. Discontinued in 2005. Thunderbird new 5-speed gearbox, left-foot gear change, stylish look with dual-color shade body, curved handlebars and electric start. It is also compliant with UK/EU emission standards. Thunderbird new 5-speed gearbox, left-foot gear change, stylish look with single black color shade body, curved handlebars and electric start. It is also compliant with UK/EU emission standards. Bullet Electra X, modified redesigned lean burn, alloyed barreled engine with a new gearbox and many chassis modifications. The Electra X looks like a modified and improved Bullet. Bullet Machismo 350/500, Mini Bullet 200, Mofal 22cc's shock absorber-less bike. Bullet Electra 35, Standard Bullet 350, Bullet 500cc, The Fury, Explorer and Silver Plus were obtained from Saar-1 Kortendapp, a German motorcycle company which went bankrupt in 1984. Saar-1 Kortendapp entry-level models of small, lightweight two-stroke two-wheelers were built by Enfield India in a plant at Ranipet, near Chennai. These were the 50cc Silver Plus step-through moped, and the Explorer and Fury 175 motorcycles. The Fury had a 5-speed gearbox, and a hydraulic disc brake. EGLI Super Bullet, Swiss motorcycle tuner Fritz W. Egli, a distributor of Royal Enfield motorcycle, was approached by a Russian customer to create the Egli Super Bullet. The basis for this bike is Egli, a Euro 1 registered trademark use of a central tube frame constructed from nickel-plated chromium molybdenum steel. The engine is equipped with an aluminium cylinder, US-sourced piston, larger valves in a redesigned cylinder head, longer stroke crankshaft, special main bearings, dry clutch, timing belt, primary drive and 36 ohm Cairn flat slide carburetors. The output is 40 HP from a 624cc engine fed via an electric pump from a classic-looking aluminium tank good. Royal Enfield Superbike Taurus, Royal Enfield in India built a diesel motorcycle. A 6.5 HP industrial diesel was installed in the frame of the British-based Royal Enfield Bullet 350cc's. Its fuel consumption was around 200 miles per imperial gallon. Initially street mechanics were mounting this engine in used bullets, like retro Royal Enfield bikes, with the 350cc retrofit engine developing 18 HP. On seeing the success of these bikes, Royal Enfield started manufacturing bullets with the diesel engine and named it the Taurus. The Taurus was available with an electric starter. It was characterized as very noisy, slow and with excessive vibrations. The company subsequently stopped its production. Enfield MOFA. The Enfield MOFA is certainly one of the odd machines coming out from the Enfield family. Enfield bikes are generally classified as rugged, powerful bikes. Although historically it has come out with the lightweight 125cc Royal Enfield WDRE during World War II for the British troops, the launch of MOFA, a 22cc's shock absorber-less bike in the late 1980s, was a significant deviation from its established practices. The MOFA was a very lightweight, fuel-efficient bike. With a top speed of around 25 km/h, it was not really a vehicle useful for speeding across the town. A MOFA did not require registration from a road transport officer, and for all practical purposes it could be called as a bicycle mounted with an engine. With the advent of other low-power two-wheelers, MOFA subsequently lost out and it is no longer produced. But today there is some interest in collectors about this bike because of its unique design, which has rarely been found in the two-wheeler market. Promoting riding, as the only genuine touring motorcycle manufactured in India, Royal Enfield has more recently stayed away from regular mass media advertising and has concentrated more on building its brand around the values that the brand stands for: riding and eating up the miles. It has very much positioned itself as a cult brand and focuses on making Enfield owners interact with each other by means of various rides and events to further strengthen the cult status. Royal Enfield strongly promotes leisure motorcycling as a lifestyle and encourages Royal Enfield riders' owners to keep riding. In this regard, the company organizes annual events and rides such as the Himalayan Odyssey, the Tour of the Rann of Kutch, the Tour of NH17, the Tour of Rajasthan, the Tour of the Northeast and the Southern Odyssey. It also organizes the annual Festival of Biking, Ridermania in Goa, which attracts Royal Enfield riders from all over. In addition to organizing events, Enfield owners can interact with other Enfield owners on the company website for planning trips. The website allows users to enter their trip details on a calendar which everyone can view. One can leave their contact details and other users can contact them and join them for the trips. See also, List of Royal Enfield motorcycles, references. External links, official website, Royal Enfield at DMOZ, Royal Enfield Tour of Tibet to begin on September 7.